is what if Goku was more perfect warrior? How this would have happened is because of his quirk. It has three parts: Zenkai boost, regeneration, and fighting into things. What that means is essentially good, like fight, run, push your instincts, that kind of stuff. Like people have like killing instincts, like that reaction, instinctually react, kind of like that, but instinctually know how to do certain things. He's like that, but when it comes to fighting, he's he's a naturalist. It's like he was born for it. And he was born for that stuff. So when Izuku turned 4, he got into his first fight, and that is when it happened. He fought Bakugo, and as we all know, everything has a downside to it. So it turns into a battle junkie. You mean a battle junkie? As soon as that first punch was thrown, oh, Izuku knew. He loved that the feeling of fighting. Blood coursing through his vein. Bakugo exploded him. The kingdom come. Nearly killing him. Through work, he was healed. Fully healed. Yeah, Zenkai boost. As we all know, Zenkai boost also give you a slight resistance to it, like you did last time. And explosions are heat and shock. Basically, bit of 1% shock resistance, shock amplification, 1% fire resistance. Those two, yeah. So yeah, continue. Came back stronger than ever, and the incontrollable fighter. So Dooku would start training. He would do this ungodly training regime. Only reason he's not dead from that is the healing factor. And Zenkai's. He trained everything. So by that, and he would also get into fights all around town, go to gym. He would go fight people twice his age, fighting Bakugo pretty much all the time. And honest to God, training like hell. He would pick up martial arts, lots of them. When he reaches the age of 5, he's learned them all. Don't ask how, he has. Because pure, unadulterated, hard work, he learned them all. He's a master of all of them. Then he goes but he also is kind of a good old street fight. No. He can fight anyone he gets hands on. Okay. Sometimes he'll fight villains, regional heroes, anyone who'll fight him. Fourth person, just he just won't turn down a fight. So yeah, when he got, I'll say when Izuku reaches the age of 6, another year passed. He's finished the first part of his training. No, wrong gun. Some of his training is no longer having the adequate effect. It's having less and less effect on him. Nearly ain't working anymore. He just tried to increase this stuff. So he lets him go. He says that no longer works. And he increases it. Focus and does more stuff that still works. Then he turns 8. Yeah, another 2 years. I'll say the last of his training regime that can actually work for him. Only a third of what he made actually works for him anymore. How much he increases the workouts. Plus, he's tried everything. Nearly everything to work out. Picked the many fights. He's tried mimicking certain quirks actions. Something people do with quirks that no one who can't. With quirks, he tried mimicking them, learning from them. Something he sees, something he failed. I honestly feel. He's also, how I say, increased the last third. He's increased to its absolute limit. That still works on him. So when he reaches 10, he's finished his first stage of training. Next, especially made to train 2 parts of to train his quirk: Iron Bone and Golden Body training. He decided to do them both. And do it to the extreme. He broke every single bone in his body. I'll be honest with you. By the time he finishes, because all he's really doing is that. Since the rest of his training no longer works, so all he does is make sure his technique is train technique anymore. The rest of his training don't work on him anymore. Doesn't work strong anymore. So he focuses mainly on those. So it does constant that, breaks it and breaks it and breaks them. First thing to how I say having the needed effect was the Iron Bone training. But he didn't give up then. He started to increase. He started to make it stronger, more powerful. He increases the machine. more and more and more. Can't forget, Zuko ain't a dummy. Until he reaches his absolute limit flow. The bones will no longer break, no matter how hard he tries. The bones will no longer break, shatter. And all his bones have been destroyed countless amount of times. His bones are now to the absolute limit what he matched. You imagine one of the strongest materials out there. Because he sold some information, you heard me? He does some jobs. Some bodyguarding, sparring, some teaching, social arts, some being a teacher, training. He sold some information on his certain things. When you go on that, you learn a few things. You might read your own, a few of your own. And when he created some his training regime, he also gave one out for working people. Even gave them hope that at a certain age, you have a chance superhuman levels. Guaranteed. Or best quirk to do this with is regeneration quirk. Because you can go on longer than others. Out any damage. You can do more of the training. Increase the how to say output. Once everything was said and done about the last once he finished the golden body training as well, he was completely immune shocked entirely. But his body was hard as he was immune shocked entirely. No shocks. Shockability. All do. Only thing that can honestly hurt him with pure shock anymore, it would have to be around no. I'll say 1,000,000% all my punches simultaneously. Could do a slight comparison slightly. Damage him slightly. That's how good his nullity is. So ain't no one not finding that. So I do admit it automatically continues working. Then he goes with other things. Now that his training is nearly complete, he goes into the resistance part. I'll say, before I forget, like a time to when he's around 5. His Zuko's mother, how I say, got in a attacked by a villain, died. So he just went to the island where that was at the time. Two of them saw Izuku there, actually asked, "Who are you?" And, well, I'm the strongest being alive. I sensed place that they helped me train. And through some things working out. So help them, how I say, develop more and more things, help them train. A lot of them were sold. Like, remember those weights that the heroes were? Look who was charged for that stuff. When the weights no longer, only thing that still worked with him was the weights. The weights, plus the way the current time, and no longer those arm like weights. The one that cover the entire body. Oh, they pseudo fucking unreal. But he continued to more and more stuff. That's the stuff not work on him. A few things that actually still worked. When those two things finished, it started the more cruel training method. Training his darn own quirk. Quirk training, he says. He's trained his body, but not his quirk. Time to train it. So, they tried everything. First, they tried poisons. They developed so many different kinds of poisons, everything. They had the weakest poisons. They tried everything. By the time they were done with poisons, he nearly died a lot of times. I mean, nearly died. And he gained his immunity real quick. By the time he was done, he was immune to poisons. I don't care who you suck to. He was immune to them. And a few diseases were added in. Poisons and diseases. Pretty much all of them were added in. Some of them were mixed together. Some more were made. By the time they were done, his immune system was pretty much immune to everything. You know what I mean? His immune system was pretty much immune to everything. He survived. So they would use his immune system, immune cells, to how I say, fight off many diseases. Pretty much all diseases and all that stuff. Secondly, they were on the elements, if you will. Fire, lightning, all that stuff. Fire, lightning, ice. He completely fire cement. He's absolute heat and absolute cold. And it came to lightning. He finished acids, pretty much everything. Anything possibly getting resistance still, they tried. And then they start human experimentation here, right? Small thing, but testing his blood, adding some chemicals to see what happens. By the end of it, they knew pretty much everything there is to know about his quirk. And he knew that he dies. Yeah, he died. Only thing that they couldn't learn There's only a few things he couldn't figure it out by his quirk. He can replicate it if he wanted to. He need to replicate it. He's missing that one key part. The key part. The key part he can figure out because we'll figure out how to kill him. By the time it was all done, let's just say his body changed a lot. Some quirk enhancements were made to enhance everything he could. Basically, some drugs were made to how they enhance his body to the absolute fucking limit. When so yeah. Then he starts training. Let's just say, at time it's done, he's around 14. Then you can train your animals, because like from animals, like by the time everything's said and done, he learned a lot from animals and everything, nature. His body can handle raw meat, cooked meat. He eat a lot. But that took a year. So now he's 15, or we're saying everything's done. So then, gravity chamber. He worked on it, finished it. So the gravity chamber was developed. Izuku tested everything shit out of that thing. First, they tried doing light training on that stuff. Then more and more intensive. Let's just say, Izuku was both just the absolute limit in. Because the gravity is a lot harder. By the time he was done with that, he was 18. It isn't because they were still working on how to increase the gravity. Let's just say Izuku's last time he was on that thing got to it around 2000. 2000. Gravity. 2000 times Earth gravity. So, yeah. Izuku, how they developed mentally. Pretty much all heroes use gravity chambers. All heroes use gravity chambers. There's some ones, right? So Yoi has some as well. So increasing all that stuff. Martial arts, everything will vanish hugely because of what Deku did. Wait, I'll say 17. For 1 year, he goes to the end of it. He found Eri, and let's just say overhaul, destroyed him, then put them together. in his base. And there, and doing all sorts of MMR experiments on him. Most of them were already done. Some of them were new. Because he overall would kill people and do that as well. By the time everything was said and done, Overhaul learned pretty new. Learned everything there is to know about izuku Midoriya. Once the genetic level. The last mission, the last little bit of information. The essence part. But that you learn unless you want to kill izuku Midoriya. So that's finished. And bing bada boom. But remember, Sasaki versus who can drain life force. They would always do that. Never let him go into a near-death state. Always. His body would adapt to that. Adapting to how to say being drained of pretty much all his life force. Again and again and again. He will give some advice. How I to train his body. Because the body is the vessel to contain the life force. He would do that. He would obtain more and more life force, more and more easily. So he would drain more and more. You continue working and working and working. By the time he's done, by the end of that year, he's enhanced. Hagakai has created two things from izuku Midoriya. A cure-all. That's already created. A way to cure pretty much any disease. And two, I like to call the best ever supplement, or how I say training supplement. One injection of that stuff will allow exponential gains, you know what I mean? Real gains. But it only lasts 24 hours. So they make a lot of that stuff. So yeah, just here use it as well. Cause why the fuck not? By the time everything's said and done, when can no longer drain his life force. Let's just say that Deku has unlocked something similar to Ki or Chi. One of them. Similar. It's meaning life force. Like that. Like one of the big three. It sucks. But that's all I can say. Otherwise, it might get too sad. So by the end of the year, it kicks out, beats all of them, gets the information he needs to know, turns Airy, trains Jeans, trains Airy and how to use the quirk, everything, trains her body well. Everyone studies it, so even harder. So Deku has to master his new energy manipulation he got, life force manipulation he got, life force, and it's pretty much not possible to take his own, take the energy, or he can give it if he wanted to. He can only be given, never take it. So that's why it's kind of cool like that. So I'm about to end it. Have fun. Bye bye.